So I remember people would come and peep around where I was working, like, "Aye, that's impossible. A female black engineer, how?" I first touched a computer when I was in university.
Oh.
Strangely enough. Number one, I think there is sort of bias that keeps women away from tech. They really didn't think I would last.
Oh.
Yeah, so there is an automatic bias.
How many years?
Yeah, they were giving me like years, they were giving me months. They're like, "Aye, let's watch this chick be resilient." Yeah, you have to be resilient and you have to know what you want. And then you have to have a support system as well. You have to have mentors that you look up to. But now that the world has shifted, then it has your mind has broadened.
Yeah.
And now you're thinking, actually, I can address that gap over there.
Hi guys, welcome to Authentic by Magoma. I hope you're well. I hope your mental health is in check. And if it's not, I've got you. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back here week after week. And if you're new here, welcome. We post every single Tuesday on this platform, which informs, enlightens, and entertains. So, on this week's episode of the Great Unease, a video series that I started as we await to celebrate International Women's Day on the 8th of March. We have a woman in tech today, women in leadership, in tech. How interesting. We're going to get to know her on this day. I can't wait for you guys to listen to her because she's brilliant. But for now, let her introduce herself. Welcome to Authentic by Magoma.
Thank you. Honored to be here.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
You're great?
I'm great.
So, tell us about yourself. Your name, what do you do?
Well, I'm Nereah Okanga. I'm firstly a mother, a woman of God, and then professionally I'm a product manager. I'm a woman in tech, like you mentioned. I'm in the technology space, so I work for an organization as a head of product, a startup based in Kenya, although it's got Pan-African presence. I've been in the tech industry for well over 10 years now. Yes, although I also on the side do my own consultancy.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you always been interested in tech?
That's a very good question. So I would say I sort of stumbled across tech. I would like to say that because growing up, I think I first touched a computer when I was in university.
Oh.
Strangely enough. So all through my high school, never had computer classes. You know how people say, "Oh, when I finished high school, I'll go to computer classes."
Yeah.
Never happened until I finished high school, and all of a sudden I had to apply for university. And then I was struggling with, okay, so what am I going to do in university? I still had not made up my mind because growing up, I first wanted to become a lawyer, then I wanted to become an engineer, then I wanted to become, I made up my mind so many times, I kept changing careers. I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I honestly didn't know. So I remember this one day when people were filling out their forms, I was like, computer engineering sounds really cool. Maybe this is something I can do. And so that's how actually I walked into the tech space. Joined university and studied computers.
How easy is it for women to join the tech space?
I would say it's not hard. It's not hard to join the tech space. Okay, so this is interesting because number one, I think there is sort of bias that keeps women away from tech.
And what's the bias?
There is this bias that women do not understand technology.
From women themselves or from
It comes from women themselves, and sometimes it's driven by men.
Okay.
Yes, so if you're a woman, you don't understand what I'm talking about. And I've seen it when I initially started out in my career. I witnessed it. And so when I started my career, I remember working twice as hard as my male colleagues. So I would come into the office at 5 a.m. and I would work until 8 p.m. And I would make sure, because at the time I was working as a software engineer, so because I started out as what they call an engineer in training, I would close twice as many tickets as my male engineers.
Oh, that's
nice. Yeah, I remember. And at the time I was working I had the privilege of studying in South Africa. So I started working in South Africa. And at the time, I was like this black unicorn because I was, first of all, female, and then I was black. So I remember people would come and peep around where I was working like, that's impossible. A female black engineer, how? So they'd come and they'd peep and they'd be like, no, how is this possible? Until one day my manager called me and he's like, you're actually doing a good job. Like they really didn't think I would last.
Oh.
Yeah, so there is an automatic bias.
How many years?
Yeah, they were giving me like years, they were giving me months. They're like, let's watch this chick. Let's just keep her there. But maybe they had a backup plan. They were like,
we're waiting for that.
Yeah. Wait for that man to come in.
Oh,
let's just see how long this chick will last. So there's definitely a bias, and I think it's that bias that keeps women away. So you have to be I call it, you have to have shock absorbers. You have to be resilient. Yeah, you have to be resilient, and you have to know what you want. And then you have to have a support system as well. You have to have mentors that you look up to, whether it's people that you interact with or people that you do follow. You have to have, and it doesn't have to be female mentors. It can be male as well. But you do have to stay the path.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So now, because you've spoken to me about, rather spoken to us about the challenge that you had rising, let's talk about leadership development in the tech world for women. How easy is it right now? I know that was a couple of years ago when you're starting out. So how is it right now?
So I would say for women, again, you have to prove yourself. You have to speak. I found that especially in technology spaces, it's very easy for your voice not to be heard if you don't speak your truth. And so from my own personal experience, I've had to assert my voice and speak my truth for people to take me seriously, for people to say, actually, she has a point. And she's not blonde. Actually, you do have a point.
You're not blonde.
Yes. Yes. It's only my hair that's blonde. Yeah, actually, you do know what you're talking about. You're speaking facts. They normally call it's all science. So once you're in that space where you're in a room full of other leaders, you've proved yourself, and you're able to bring yourself to the table and say, hey, this is what I have to offer. These are my opinions, this is what I have to offer, and this is the direction I think we should go. Then other people start to take you seriously. Yeah.
So with COVID here with us today for the last 1 year, would you say that people are now getting to understand the tech world way better? Because you see, people who are really put into their homes, they are squeezed into their homes, classes are online, most things have been online, information news is all online. So would you say that people are getting to understand the world better?
Definitely. And even within the technology space itself, there was still certain aspects like working in the office that were not really necessary. So you can see, even within the technology space itself, it has opened up avenues for innovation. All of a sudden, office spaces are not necessary. Like, people can work from home. All of a sudden, it has brought out gaps in the market for opportunities. It has brought out places where entrepreneurs can use their skills to bring out products into the market that can help drive technology.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that can, actually there's a gap over there that people hadn't thought about before, because people were so used to doing things a certain way. But now that the world has shifted, your mind has broadened. And now you're thinking, actually, I can address that gap over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
In your opinion, what do you think the Kenyan education system would do to encourage more women to join the tech industry?
So I would say mentorship programs are very important. I would say opening up more learning centers so that women get to know more about technology is very important. I would say driving youth towards taking up technology courses would be very important.
Well, you have mentioned that you got to first interact with computers and anything technological after high school. There's someone right now in a really remote area of the country, in rural areas. Would you still advise them? Would you still think that this person can dream of, especially women, can dream of becoming a tech guru and still make it?
Oh yes.
Even without interacting with computers from a young age?
Yes, definitely. I would say it's never too late.
Is it harder for them?
Never too late. No, not at all. I mean, the fact that I only started interacting with computers when I was 18, and it's not because I grew up in the city. I mean, really, not interacting with computers, whether or not you grew up in the city or in a rural area, is not interacting with computers. So it has nothing to do with where you grew up with. I think it has more to do with your interest in computers, your interest in technology. So I would say it's never too late. In as much as you have an interest in something, you can always pick it up. Whether it's later on in your life or earlier on in your life, you can always pick it up.
Yeah, that's good. So there's definitely hope for everyone. Anyone who wants to join the techie world, whether male or female. But since we are waiting to celebrate the International Women's Day on March 8th, this is for you as a woman. Women in leadership, I hope you feel empowered by Nereah over here. You've heard her story. Very capable. She's spoken about her support systems and all that. Well, guys, we've come to the end. I hope that you really enjoyed this episode. Be sure to catch up with the other ones and make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Can you tell them to subscribe, like, and share?
Subscribe, like, and share.
Yes. Goodbye.
Bye.